Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership Master League Summer Season. I'm joined today by Gautam Workaholic. How are you doing today?
I'm very good. I'm actually first time on the desk today,
Yeah.
and I can't figure out how to put my hands.
Oh,
Should
you'll
I
just
put
get
them
used to
here,
it after a
or
while.
should I
You
go
can
like
just
this?
check out.
Should I go like that?
Yeah.
You know, I don't
I
quite
just
know.
sit like this.
Okay,
Control of hand movement.
quite interesting. We have Counter-Strike.
Yes. So
Counter-Strike
heading
coming up.
into game 2 of today, it's going to be Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We have some amazing folks playing it today. They'll be struggling a little bit, but let's first give them faces. It's going to be ATE Gaming as the first contender. A very well-renowned team over there from the former past, ATE Gaming. And going up against them today, we have another team that is struggling quite a bit, sitting on the 12th spot. Let's introduce War. Alright, so it's going to be ATE Gaming versus War. Gautam, I want to hear whatever you know about these teams and how do you think they have been up
Well,
to in the past
thing
18
is,
days?
I'm not going to claim to know a lot about Counter-Strike,
Yeah.
but I've been hosting Counter-Strike events for a long, long time. I have a lot of experience under my belt.
Yeah.
And AT brings a lot of history coming into this. It's a team that's been newly formed after quite a lot of years, and Sagar Vyas is actually heading that team there. So I want to wish them good luck. They have a lot of baggage on their shoulders. You know, they have a huge name that's backing them,
True.
and that in itself is a lot of pressure. I would feel that if these guys would have came up with a new name, a new identity, they could have established themselves in a different way. Now you have a team like ATE that's backing you. That's a lot of pressure on these guys. And if you look at the names there, and that's the reason why we have veterans like Ritz actually playing there, and Kappa is playing there. Krish has been playing for a long time. Buster and Hellfighter. These collective group of people bring that history to be in that brand ATE.
Yeah.
So and it's a well balanced squad, I would have to say, and a big name to live up to. And on the other hand, we have War Gaming, which is not doing so well. Even ATE right now is not doing so well.
Yeah,
we've seen the graph. We can maybe have it come up on the screen right away.
They've
And
played
there we go.
about 5 games till now,
And we can see War is actually sitting on 11th position. They have lost 5 of the games they played. So out of the 6, interesting information I want to add. Again, these teams are not bad teams. These are great teams. We actually saw Vakband, which is on number 12, actually almost take a game off Entity Gaming, which was surprising by itself. Like, how did that happen? How did Entity come into a position where they've been threatened by a Vakband at that position? And hence it proves the fact that all these teams are great teams. There's a reason why they're sitting there. Right. Of course, there's some difference between the top 4 compared to the bottom 4, and hence the relegation process is there. But these teams are great teams. These are the best teams that India has to offer at the moment, and have to. And sorry, Pakistan is also there. So the best of. I would love to see more teams coming out of Pakistan and Bangladesh, and I would wish them luck to get good visas on time. So which is going to be quite interesting challenge for us also. But we have, I believe, the veto is going to come up now.
Yes, and the veto is up and ready. We're going to have Train and Nuke and Inferno getting banned there by War, and meanwhile Mirage, Overpass and Cash getting banned there by AT. Wow, this is the first time I've actually done the veto for Counter-Strike. But CobbleStone, you played on this map before?
No. I'm a die-hard Dust 2
Dust 2 map?
Yes, if you take my blood, it'll just be Dust 2 coming out of it.
That's the only map even I played, to be very frank.
This is, I would absolutely agree with what Adi said earlier, was the fact that Dust 2 is the India map, basically.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love Dust 2, and that's the only map I've played, actually, telling you the truth.
But everybody hates the CobbleStone map.
To the point that Valve is actually going to kick the map out of the map pool.
True.
So coming next week, this CobbleStone will not be part of the map pool, and Dust 2 will be back, so which is something to be excited about.
At least we'll get to see the map one last time. And talking about seeing the map one last time, like, let's have a look at CobbleStone.
CobbleStone. A map despised by Adi, our resident CSGO analyst. This peculiar map with its high walls and massive doors has one major choke point: the drop zone. If the terrorists secure this area, the counter-terrorists have next to no chance of taking the round.
Alright, so that is CobbleStone, and I think one of the reasons it's not a favored map anymore is because it's very T-favored, terrorist favored. I wouldn't know. As a matter of fact, it looks pretty big to me.
Yeah, and it is a huge map. Actually, for the CT side to be able to rotate from A plant to B plant, it's just quite a long walk compared to other maps where they can quickly rotate back to defend the bomb sites. So T's actually, if they commit to one side, let's just talk about the simple fact, okay, we're not Counter-Strike pros at the end of the day. If you have 2 people on one side and 3 on the other side, for the 3 people to rotate to defend the 2 side, or the 2 people to rotate to defend the 3 side, it's just a longer route.
Yeah.
And CobbleStone hence is very T favored, because if a T commits on one side, whether it be 4 or 5 people going on one side, it just becomes very difficult to hold.
Correct.
So, but I don't think we have much to add to Counter-Strike, and I think these 2 great teams will actually be showing us the action today. So why don't we get into that game right away?
Alright, maybe this is the last time you guys will see CobbleStone, and maybe the last time our casters are going to be casting CobbleStone for us in the ESL India Premiership. So let's quickly introduce our casters. We have Ranjit Mamba Patel and Fett, who are going to be taking this game for y'all. So go ahead, boys, enjoy your last cast at CobbleStone.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL India Premiership, the Masters Division. We are well underway with the summer season, and today's game is going to be between War and ATE Gaming on the map CobbleStone. Joining me, as always, is the peanut butter to my jelly, the thepla to my kanda. I'm messing that up.
You said it the other way around, but it makes sense.
Yeah,
The kanda to my
Mamba,
thepla.
there we go. My Gujarati foodie habits ain't very strong. Anyway, we're going to be on CobbleStone. This map was taken out of the map pool in the recent update, so hoping that this is the last time I get to see this map, and it's going to be a fast-ish B execute. 2 smokes coming out, all 5 terrorists just biding their time towards long. It's going to be, you know, a difficult task for Kazi, and Hellfight are going to be pushing through the smoke. Gets Baba the Beast. Kazi spots out a couple of players, but can't really land the shot, and Ritz is just killing everybody. Saz finds a player, but Finish, in the blink of an eye, finds himself in a 1v4, and the T's are chomping at the bits. They don't want to give any quarters to Finish, and Finish is going to get spotted out. They know exactly where he is, and Ritz will finish things up with a juicy 3k. Good start for him, and ATE win that pistol round with the utmost of ease. Like, it's not even funny how easy that seemed for ATE Gaming. War just looked completely out of their depth. That retake setup towards the B bomb site not paying any dividends. And now 2 players seem to have been literally deleted off the server.
And well, it was quite an amazing round, to be very honest. And 2 players from both the sides. Well, alright. So I'm not quite sure if they're playing from the same area, because I'm fairly certain they would not be playing from the same cafe, because it doesn't make sense. And yeah, I think it's probably the same internet connection that went down. But Hellfire wants to play 3v3. A and mid only. These guys. But Right, so I mean, the first one was quite interesting, right? Because I've seen a similar strat back in the day when I was playing with Simplex. Just a little modification. We didn't have 2 smokes. We only had 1 smoke towards the walkway. But one thing that I really liked from AT Gaming was that they boosted up 3 players towards tree, and CTs had absolutely no idea that they were getting boosted up top right there. And this could have worked out in their favor as well, in the CT's favor. But they did not have any control towards chicken coop or towards B long, and well, they got decimated by AT Gaming. So a really good round. I really like the newer setup. Yeah. And the way they try to approach the round as well. So that just goes on to show that they have been working hard in the game and they have been trying to do something. But again, I think they'll be a little upset as well because CobbleStone just got taken out of the active duty map pool, and this is probably the last season that we'll see CobbleStone for a very, very long time, and them AT Gaming going in and trying out new strats and thinking of new things on this map. It's just gonna be a little too unfortunate for them.
Yeah, I mean, I see the moment I saw that post saying that CobbleStone is being taken out of the map pool, I knew that there is a god and that god does indeed exist, because I mean, it's no secret. Both Adi and I despise this map. It is too T-sided. It's not balanced. It's just not fun to. I don't know. I don't have fun playing on it. I don't like casting it either. It's just very. It's a very good watch, and obviously people will be disappointed now. They won't be able to get that fabled dragon lore drop on CobbleStone. But thank God this map's got done for. It needs a rework, and I'm just happy Dust 2 is back. Not because national map and all that, but it'll call for some interesting plays. The new Dust 2, while being quite similar to the old one, it's different enough to warrant quite a few different strategies. And I for one am interested to see what the teams bring up. Anyway, it looks like Kappa is going to be, well, Ritz is going to be dying. It's still going to be man advantage to the CTs. And this is yet another instance of where a team on the eco has the man advantage as compared to the team with the guns. And I've been saying this consistently.
Ooh, what a shot from Finish. Taking him down to 23 points of health. That was a really good one tap. And Ryder is going to go down as well. Finish trying to find the second one. He is going to get taken down by Kappa. And Kappa taking a lot of damage as well. So we're on 25 points of health. And this is going to be reduced to a 2v2 now. Baba has the Mac 10 to work. Only 27 points of health though. I think you should probably switch it up. But it's going to be a little hard because Baba is towards B long and Kazi inside drop zone. And they should probably wait it out because the C4 has not been planted yet. It's finally going to get planted. And Baba has been spotted. So Deathmaker will have to make sure he covers both the angles. And Kazi is going to get spotted again, connecting headshot. What is even going on? The flashbang is going to get thrown out towards B long. Baba is going to avoid it, and Deathmaker just waiting out. Kappa find the frag onto Kazi. Deathmaker almost being taken down right there. So Ryan on 7 points of health and is going to find the frag onto Baba. And that was a pretty impressive round. And Kappa getting a quad kill though in the anti-eco. But that one tap onto Ryder from the bombs that was pretty juicy. And it was a really close round. They did a lot of economic damage, and if they can go in for the P250s and maybe take 2 or 3 players down in this round as well, the economy on the Cherry side is going to be a little crunchy, and CTs might actually be able to pull off a few rounds and destroy the economy as well. But they are going to go in for a complete eco. Only one guy, actually 2 guys buying P250s. On the Cherry side though, on the other hand, we have 3 Mac 10s, 2 AK-47s, quite a few resources, and this is what we call D5 grid, right? Back in the day, Destructive 5 just used to go into a D-long, and Ritz almost being taken down right there is going to go down to Kazi. Actually, Finish is going to find the frag onto him, and Oops trying to find the frag onto Kappa was going to get taken down to 40 points of health, and just waiting down towards B-long. Now this could go in the favor of the CT side if the Terry side does not play this properly, but Finish is going to get taken down by Hellfighter's nade and Kappa. It's going to be creeping in. He's going to try and find a few shots, but well, Kazi is going to go down. It's going to be Baba falling as well, and Saz is going to get destroyed by Kappa, and that's going to be the 3rd round coming out for AT Gaming. So almost losing out on that round, making a few mistakes, trying to go and try, which is okay. I mean, because the CTs would be on an eco, but try and closing on the distance, had the trade potential as well, and with the flashes coming towards B long, because that's one of the things you can do on an anti-eco or on a complete eco when you know that the opposition is not going to have a lot of things to work with. But in the meantime, we have Ritz with the op and Saz on the CT side with the op. So it's going to be interesting to see, because Kazi has went in for the FAMAS, trying to go in for the resources, and Baba only going for the smoke. So this is going to be quite interesting, because Saz, I think, is going to be playing triangle from what it looks like, and Kazi just falling back. So well, it's going to be interesting to see how it actually pans out.
Yeah, and Saz marking B long. I mean, it's not a very standard position from now. He's taking the op to a more standard position from where usually oppers play, but I like what AT is doing this. They've played a very fast game the previous round. Now they're just slowing things up. Ritz just inching slowly, ever so slowly up A long. trying to work that first pick. And Baba the Beast needs to be careful. There is an AWP trained on the A-long entry point. So if Baba gets a bit too over-ambitious, he's going to end up paying for it with his life. In the meantime, Oops, just jiggle peeking towards mid. He's going to avoid that nade. It's not really going to trouble him. But ATE, definitely a much more measured setup. Saz with the AWP towards the B statue, platform, bomb site, whatever you call it. He's going to have to go huge. Kappa needs to be careful. Oh, how on earth did he miss and that? I think he's consistently clipping Kappa through the... there we go. Finish to finish him off. That was a bit unfortunate there for Saz. He clipped him twice through the scaffolding there, taking a lot of damage off. But it looks like in the meantime, Ritz has managed to get a lot of map control over the A-long side of things. And it's going to come down to Oops. And he's going to almost line two players up. Does a lot of damage. But Deathmaker and Ryder end up doing more damage in return. Now it's 2v3. Baba the Beast versus and Saz have to hold down the fort towards the A-bomb side. And as I say that, Saz bites the dust. And Hellfighter, again, this man, where did they find Hellfighter? I mean, this guy has been such a revelation for ATE ever since he's joined the lineup. He's been the most consistent player, almost always top fragging or second top fragging. Hellfighter used to play for JMD last season, if I'm not mistaken. Both Deathmaker and Hellfighter making their way over from the old JMD lineup. And so very consistent, I have to say. I think Hellfighter is the youngest player in the team as well, 19 years old. He's from Silchar, right?
If I'm not mistaken, yes.
Yes.
And Hellfighter, I've seen him play on G outfits as well a couple of years back, if I'm right. If my memory is not a little hazy about it. So I've seen this guy play in different teams. You mentioned GMD as well, and he has been growing consistently. He wasn't that impressive on G outfits. He was above average. But seeing him play on AT, I think it's the experience as well that he has been soaking in, which has been coming out from, or I'd say oozing out from Kappa and Ritz, because these guys have been around for, I don't know what, 12 to 15 years, and they've seen so much Counter-Strike. They've played so much Counter-Strike, and I think Hellfighter is doing an amazing job soaking it all up, combining it with the fact that his reflexes are on point, his aim is as sharp as it could ever be. But again, 4 players from the server timing out. Now this is something that has been plaguing our tournament since the beginning of the summer season finale. And not the finale, since the beginning of the summer season. But yeah, the players are going to connect back in because they are probably on the same network. And talking about it, it's quite unfortunate, but AT Gaming winning the first 4 rounds, the first gun round as well being won by AT. Now War have to figure out where they are going wrong, because they do have a decent amount of cash to force it up if they please, and if they want to use a shotgun towards the creek and inside drop zone as well. But this is going to be a little hard, right? Because in a knowing when the opposition is going to be on a force-ish buy, they could probably come into as long as well. So this round is going to be a little complicated for War. I'm not quite sure if they'll go in for that gamble play, just rushing one side or just stacking one side up, because right now being divided doesn't really make sense to me.
No, it doesn't actually. It makes more sense on... So, see, given the current economic situation, you're right. Most likely going to be an armor pistol buy-up from War, or if not, it's going to be a hard eco. Last time they went hard eco, that was on the 3rd round. They stacked towards the B bomb site, and they got... They pulled the round very, very close. So stacking a particular bomb site does make sense. It's just going to be upgraded pistols from the looks of it. Oops, buying up that Deagle. Everyone else picking up the P250. Kazi going in for the armor buy as well. He doesn't want to leave anything to chance. He wants to make himself as tanky as possible while spending as little money as possible. So it does make sense to stack towards a particular bomb site, and it looks like it is going to be a stack towards B. And ATE have preferred the fast B hit. And look at Baba the Beast. He's already up and at him. They're going to push B long. But not really working out. Ryder picks up the kill with the AWP. Ryder marking so close. But Kazi going to swing out wide. He can get another kill on the Hellfighter, but he's going to survive on 20 HP. Oops, in the meantime, brings the hand cannon over towards the stairs. And Saz picks up one kill. Oh, Ryder gets taken down. The tag team of Saz and Oops, but now it's all down to Saz. He's recovered the AK-47, doesn't have armor. He's getting a shoulder peek, and Ritz is going to take full advantage of that aim punch coming in, and Saz is going to bite the dust. ATE, they're playing a very dangerous game on these anti-ecos. They're not really utilizing all the grenades at their disposal, and they're going to pay for it at some point or another. Baba the Beast buys up the MP9. with $1,500 left in the kitty. That is interesting. I mean,
no, that's very interesting, to be very honest. And in the last one, I was quite surprised that we didn't see Nova coming into the picture, because it's $1,200, right? It's a very cheap shotgun, and it's pretty damn impressive and pretty efficient as well. So I'm really surprised that we've never seen Nova come into the picture, especially on CobbleStone. And in an economy like this, I think it would have been a better choice playing that close angle. But nonetheless, getting back to this round, Baba is going to be playing inside drop zone now. I'm still quite confused about the buy though. MP9, if he feels comfortable, it's fine, but the only place he'll be able to use it, possibly is going to be drop zone. He's going to find the headshot, as I say it. Deathmaker is going to get destroyed by that MP9. He's going to fall back, and this is something that just surprises me right now. And I think Kazi wants to call in a stop. All right, well, War has called in a stop. I'm not quite sure why though, because they do have the numbers advantage, and well, the round is going to get restarted. But according to the rules, the frags have been exchanged and the round cannot be restarted right now. So I think they'll just go on with it, and War will probably pick this round up as well. It's going to be Kazi and finish in a 2v2. But alright. It's offering to replay this round because they were to a 2-man deficit. But I'm still quite surprised at the fact that War, alright, they're going to replay this round now. I'm not sure if this was just sportsman spirit or Kazi was just afraid of the fact that most of his players would time out.
I mean, there's 2 players from each team that have dropped from the server. Internet issues. I mean, ever since I've started casting Indian CS, I've realized how horrible the internet can be. It is a really unforgiving mistress here in the subcontinent in general. Like teams from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India, all suffer the same woes. It's just poor internet stability, pings, routing, all that good stuff that most other countries take for granted. It's a daily struggle for gamers from this part of the world. And yes, it is a prime factor in what has held back the scene for so many years. And I was hoping, a man can dream, a man can hope that shit gets sorted out. But unfortunately, it's still a little ways away, I guess. But so far, from what we've seen in the game, War are looking a bit out of their element on the CT side, and ATE, they haven't really done much in terms of strats or executes. They have that fast execute for the B bomb side where they just throw in those 2 smokes and go gung-ho towards B long, or maybe even split it with 3 players going long, 2 players going drop. Otherwise, it's been a fairly standard affair. War, on the other hand, they've been favoring this retakey setup towards the B bomb side. They're not really committing much towards either bomb side. Like, not having people in chicken coop is somewhat of a questionable decision. And again, Baba the Beast buying up that MP9. Yes, we saw him wield it to great effect in the drop area, but as Mamba pointed out, a Swag 7, a Mag 7 or an XM can be equally devastating. The auto shotty, that is, in the drop area can be equally devastating. And the MP9 with its low damage against armored opponents, yes, it has a crazy high fire rate, but if you don't know how to use it properly, it can be your downfall. Let's see if Lightning strikes twice and Baba the Beast can get the opening pick once again with the MP9. The round is going to get restarted. We are going to go live. It is 5-0 in favor of ATE Gaming, and it looks like they're going to favor the slow, methodical approach towards the B bomb side. I just want to see what Baba does with the MP9.
Well, it's going to be interesting. I'm fairly certain you heard him up top towards drop zone, but it's going to be Saz who's going to go down to Hellfighter, and they are going to get the opening. In fact, Hellfighter has already made his way towards door, towards mid. Deathmaker just coming around the corner, trying to peek. Is he going to get taken down? Nope, that is not going to happen this time around. Deathmaker is going to find the headshot onto Baba, and it's going to be finished coming in, trying to find the refrag. But oops, it's going to be in a really awkward spot. No trading potential for him, and just waiting it out. Playing a really aggressive angle with a gun which has really low rate of fire. But, well, that's something that's going to happen. Oops, he's going to find the first flag. He's going to get traded out really quickly, and Deathmaker getting the headshot on to finish. It's going to be Kazi all alone, and he's going to get spotted. And this was a really good peak coming from Deathmaker. And this guy has been blowing me away ever since I've started to see him play this season. And it's not just his aim, right? It's just not his aim. It's his decision making. It's his thinking. That shoulder peek on the last guy, that was so devastating for the CD because he could not get the frag. He gave away his position. He was in that cooldown period of that recall, right? Because if you fire a few shots, there is a cooldown period. If you don't control your recall, you have to wait for a while, and he peeks out at the most perfect time and gets a frag.
Mechanically, very gifted player. You're absolutely right there, Mamba. And what is worrying me right now about War's setups is that they're really not able to get any momentum going and or get any advantage early on into the rounds. The ATE just bullying them everywhere. Look at that. Like, they're trying to get the peaks in, but Deathmaker is just like, nah fam, I'm gonna kill all of you. Gets 2 opening picks, does get taken down, but he's done his job. Now it's only Oops to hold down the fort towards the B bomb side. Pulls out the Deagle, but Kappa to the rescue. Their Hellfighter surviving on 10 HP. And now Saz, all he can do is just chill out in the hut area and just hope that a frag comes his way. But the discipline that I'm seeing from ATE right now, they look like a completely different team. They look disjointed towards the beginning of the season, but clearly they've put in the hard work, they've put in the time, and now they look like a well-oiled, well-disciplined unit. And they're playing like that. They're just dismantling War round after round. And they're also having some fun. Look at that. Hellfighter and Blitz.
Alright.
There you go.
Alright.
Just for the shits and giggles, Mamba. For the shits and giggles.
Oh boy, I think that was just for the sake of the stream, I'm presuming, but it's gonna be sad who's gonna get taken down by Kappa. And 7-0 AT Gaming is gonna be leading the scorecard, and this looks like a very, very one-sided affair, like, you know, typical Indian males. But it's just been very dominating. Deathmaker is gonna go in for the Mac 10, the CTs again. Baba again going in for the MP9. And I'm not quite sure why is he doing this. I mean, you got the first frag, you got the opening frag, and it's understandable, fine, you're getting those picks. I mean, if you really want to play drop zone, if you're so afraid about the fact that, you know, you're not going to hit that one-shot headshot, just use an AUG, it's a one-tap headshot.
I mean, there's a lot you can do. Finally, Saz getting that opening pick towards Deathmaker. That's going to be huge. I think this is the first time in 8 rounds that War have the man advantage. And hopefully, they can convert this into the first round. But there's one issue that I'd actually like to address and put to bed once and for all. देखो भाइयों, ESL इंडिया है, पर इंडिया बहुत बड़ी देश है, ठीक है? सब लोगों को हिंदी आती नहीं, सब लोगों को हिंदी भाती नहीं, इसीलिए हम अंग्रेजी में कास्ट करते हैं. प्लीज, प्लीज, भावनाओं को समझो और बात को समझो, और हर बार चैट में आके ये गंद ना फैलाओ. धन्यवाद. जनहित में जारी.
Also, for the people who did not understand Hindi, because, you know, India is such a diverse country, I think I'll get back to it in a bit, because it seems like a set take coming in towards the B bomb side. It's going to be Kazi waiting it out towards Kabi. The nade is going to be primed in and thrown in as well, doing a lot of damage. Ryder is going to get taken down 26 points. Kappa is going to go down to finish, and Kazi is in a really, really good spot. I don't think the Terry side is going to be expecting this. He should have allowed Red spot by. Now he's in a really awkward spot, being alright. Kazi getting a triple kill from a position he should not have gotten that. He barely survived. He was almost dead and somehow manages to pull that off, and I don't even know how, because he was in that position, should not have been able to get the last frag at least, because being double peaked in a situation like that, you know, the AWP missing out on the shot as well, but that was pretty impressive nonetheless. And getting back to the issue that Fred mentioned, right? India is such a diverse country that not a lot of people use Hindi as a first language. For example, you know, the states which are down south below, I'd say, you know, take states below Madhya Pradesh, right? Not a lot of people understand Hindi over there, so it's just something that we've been sticking to, English that is, and that's all right though, because, you know, it's something that you can't really help. But nonetheless, getting back to the game, CD's finally managed to pull a round off in 7-1. Never forget, Fed. Never forget.
Yeah, never forget. That is a meme that I refuse to die as a German football fan. Never forget. 7-1. But yeah. Oh, by the way, World Cup's coming up, the Football World Cup. Who are you supporting? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know, to be very honest, because I haven't had time to see which other countries which have qualified, because I saw certain things. I think Italy has not qualified, if I'm not mistaken. Has it?
Yeah, I don't think they have. Sad.
Well, nonetheless, getting back to the game, it is going to be the smoke blocking off the A doors. Kazi is going to find the opening. Kappa is going to go down. And it's going to be Saz falling back. And Titanic has been smoked off as well. So, really good smokes coming in from both teams. Where it's going to be waiting it out. It's going to try and throw in the flashbang, which isn't really going to work out. Or maybe it is. Saz avoiding the flashbang somehow. He's going to find the frag on the Ritz. And he's going to try and peek mid as well. But the smoke coming in, Saz is going to get blinded. There is going to be Baba still waiting it out inside drop zone. A really cheeky angle by Saz If he manages a frag from that spot, it's going to be pretty interesting. But Kazi finding the frag out of Hellfighter, and Deathmaker is going to be all alone in a 1v5. Can he pull this off? 20 seconds on the clock to work with. Gets the first frag, can he get the second one as well? Titanic. We have a player towards him, and Saz is going to find the frag onto him. Saz playing it to perfection, getting 3 kills with the AWP, and that is going to be the second round coming up for the CD side.
Wow, finally, some signs of life. And Baba, look at the $7,000. And he's still sticking with the MP9. I mean, I think he's maybe wanting to bankroll the team, bankroll the entire team in case someone needs a drop in some round. He's be like, yeah, I got you, fam. I've got you covered. I've got the money. Here you go. What do you want? AWP, auto sniper, M4, whatever you want. I got you. Because that is just crazy. And Saz, gonna go aggressive. Will drop down that double Molotov. That damage does stack, by the way. And Kazi gonna spray down. Saz gets the opening kill. Kazi with the second. And ATE now starting to sweat a little bit. Starting to feel the heat because Oops just burns Deathmaker to a crisp. And Kappa and Hellfighter, in the blink of an eye, the entire ATE team just goes up in smoke. It's a 5v2 war. Whatever adjustments they've made on the past couple of rounds seems to be working. And if it ain't broke, why fix it? Because ATE right now are struggling to break down this new setup that war is going with.
And that's just, you know, AT giving me easy. But they've only lost out of 2 rounds. I think this should be the round where they figure it out. And if they don't, just take a tactical timeout, you know, bring your head back in the game. And the flashbang being 1 point. Hellfighter is going to find the opening. Oops is going to go down. It is going to be Saz. And again, he's going to find the opening. Kappa is going to go down. That was such a cheeky angle, and Baba being spotted. It is going to be Hellfighter all alone. There's going to be a real tough challenge because, you know, he has been spotted. He knows where the CDs are, and CDs have the exact position of Hellfighter. And Kazi being spotted right there, just shoulder peeking. He's just wasting time. 30 seconds on the clock. Saz is going to miss out on one more shot again. And Kazi does not have to peek. The CDs are playing it perfection right now, not allowing Hellfighter to come up and have wasted so much time. He's on a 1v3. Can actually pull this off. You can find the flag onto Kazi and Saz as well, but he's just going to wait it or try and go towards mid door, I guess. He just spotted his leg. That was so cheeky. And he's going to get taken down by a finish. That's going to be the 3rd round coming up, and AT game. The cash on their side is not looking very strong, and I think this could probably be a pistol armor force buy and just a bum rush coming towards either of these bomb sites.
Yeah, it technically should just be upgraded pistols if they want to buy in the next round. They're going to be on the 4th round loss bonus, which is going to net them $2,900. So just upgraded pistols would be what should be on the card. Kappa and Hellfighter can afford the armor as well, but it's starting to look a bit dicey for ATE gaming. I mean, war, if they can string 5 or 6 rounds on the CT side on CobbleStone, I think they'll be more than pleased with that outcome. Because at the end of the day, CobbleStone is still a very T-sided map, and Oops needs to be careful. He's on the precipice, on the verge of a 4-man bum rush through doors. And pistols, you and I both know, Mamba, they're a bit overpowered in these close encounters, especially that CZ. It can chew through fully armored opponents like nobody's business, and Oops knows this. He's just gonna hightail it out of there, drops a Molotov, drops a nade, and is like, nope, I am not taking this fight. In the meantime, Saz spots 1, spots 2, puts them both to bed, and Baba the Beast in the meantime.
Whoa, wow. Alright. How is this man even allowed to get those shots connected from the same spot, getting 2 kills from Vents and then going back to Titanic and getting 1 more frag? This should not be allowed. Saz is just destroying their opposition, getting 3 kills, 4 kills, 2 kills every single round. He's sitting on 12 frags right now in about 11 rounds, and that's pretty impressive. We have Kappa as well onto 12 frags, and the CDs are finally coming back to the game. The Terror side, though, on the other hand, Hellfighter, well, no, man, they're not going to go in for the op. They have opted to go in for 5 AKs and a lot of resources to work with. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a fast play, but, well, slow plays haven't really been working out, and this looks more of a default because we have 1 guy watching mid, and Ritz is going to be waiting it out. But still, I'm looking at the radar. It looks like it's going to be a pretty slow play coming in, and just a standard setup where Ritz is just going to be spamming through mid, watching A long and mid, not allowing the CT super shot, and trying to get some sort of information going in their favor. So yeah, it's going to be a slow round coming in, and the Terror side trying to figure out what exactly it is that the CTs have been doing, and they have been destroying them, losing out in 4 rounds in a row. So Kazi just waiting out towards B long. 1 minute 25 seconds on the clock. The smoke coming in from the CTs, you know, avoiding that early rush, and yeah, no frags being exchanged, but Hellfighter is going to get taken out at 36 points in the meantime, and it's going to be Deathmaker is going to go down. Hellfighter being spotted as well. Finish. Finding the first one. Kazi is going to find the flag on the rider and being blinded finish. It's gonna fall back. The smoke is gonna get primed up. This is I need to brush up on my smokes. And right, it's gonna be trying to go in. It's gonna try and go into its drop zone. The flashback going in is somehow still going to partially blind Baba. And it's being spotted, almost being taken out. So Rang on 45 points of health. It's gonna try and go up, and Kappa is gonna go down to Kazi. And well, this looks like one more round. This looks like this is gonna be the round for the CD side, and they have just been dominating ATE since the last 5 rounds, isn't it?
Yep. I mean, ATE, they were the force to be reckoned with in the opening few rounds, but now it's just the tides have turned, and it's all down to Hellfighter now with 9 HP against 4 heavily armed and angry CTs, and Saz is gonna get the final kill of that round. Kazi with a triple kill that previous round, and War just marching on over towards 5 rounds, not looking back. ATE now really need to reevaluate what and how War have changed their setup. But look, because both Saz and Kazi are just going off and firing on all cylinders, and ATE seem to have no answer to what War is bringing to the table. It's just a complete 180. The momentum all of a sudden just went from ATE's court to War's, and it just looks like it's a complete aim duel right now. Like, there's literally very little in terms of strategy is coming in. Mid-round calls seem to be non-existent from ATE at this point. And I was just praising them on the 7-0 mark, that they look like a unit to be reckoned with, and that, you know, so on and so forth. But all of a sudden, the curse of the commentator is just evaporated from the server. I see Cavalier players coming in left, right, and center from ATE, no trades whatsoever, random peaks and pushes with no communication, and they're just dying one by one. They're just walking into War's crosshairs and just getting slaughtered, and that's not how you're supposed to play. And Baba the Beast, K is the letter that we shall associate with that.
Or is this a 400 IQ smoke and something that we've not really seen into picture? But I really want to believe it's a 400 IQ smoke, but unfortunately it's not. It's gonna be being boosted up, trying, you know, anticipating a flashbang coming. 45 seconds on the clock to work with. Deathmaker again the first one, getting the second one as well. 12 bullets in the gun. He finds two fries, finish, and Baba are gonna get taken. Now it's gonna be Oops all alone. It's gonna try and find the first one. Kappa is gonna go down. So is Hellfighter, who's gonna get nailed down to his coffin. And Oops is waiting down. He's gonna get spotted. He'll go down to Deathmaker. And Deathmaker just opening things up is look at that. Saz is going to go down as well. And it's gonna be Kazi all alone, and Deathmaker just opening up all the bomb sites and tearing the defense down on the CD side like a piece of paper. Like a measly piece of paper. It's going to be Kazi all alone in a 1v2 now. This is gonna be really hard. He's gonna try and go through the doors. He has a nade, flashbang, and a Molotov. Could probably throw one towards a bomb site and, you know, do some sort of damage at least. But it's just gonna wait it out. Well, Ryder does not have Kevlar to work, so this could be huge. I mean, he has his spot. He's going to get taken down as well. It's going to be Deathmaker all alone. Can he pull this off, though? It looks like he can, and, well, he's going to find the headshot onto Kazi. Gets a quad kill and gets it on for the Cherry side. Now, this round, again, you know, it's going to be even more crucial because, you know, the economy, the losing bonus is going to fade away. They don't really have a lot of money as well, except for onto Ryder, and Deathmaker will have a decent amount of cash to work with as well. But the CDs still have money for days, and it's only 2 more rounds to go. So I don't think it should be an issue for the CD side at least. But, well, that was quite an impressive round coming in from Deathmaker nonetheless.
Man, I'll just say one thing. I mean, this game is just given us, very honestly, it's just been a grotesque display of aim on both sides. Both teams just showing off how much time they've spent in deathmatch to each other. And finally, we're going to see some aggression coming out. Baba the Beast. Why is the player with the MP9 being boosted and not the other way around? I don't get it. I don't get it. Mamba, please explain.
Well, I wish I could. I wish I could.
But yeah, I'm glad to see that a few people in chat have actually opened up Wikipedia language stats from, you know, in India, and are posting how many people speak Hindi and what percentage of the you know, population speaks English. I'm glad finally someone's finding use for Google, apart from, you know, what kids search for on the internet these days. But Saz, he's gonna have a lot of traffic headed his way. Pop Flash is useless, but Saz, well, follow-up shot is great, misses the first shot, and now it's gonna come down to Oops. He's gonna have a lot of traffic headed his way. He's gonna play from inside stables. Saz is gonna be holding a really cheeky angle, but they're essentially both marking the same thing. It's Saz! What was that? Alright. Okay. through the head of one player into the back of another. That was beautiful. BEA, beautiful. In the meantime, Hellfighter still keeping the hopes and dreams of ATE alive even after Saz takes a huge dump on them. And Saz with one of the best 4Ks I have had the pleasure of watching in the season so far. That was a beautiful stroke of luck and a beautiful shot on his part as well with the AWP. Getting that collateral kill. And my god, I'm glad I witnessed that. I'm glad I caught that as well.
And that just blew me away, because I mean, collaterals with the ops are just a sight to behold, right? It's just so satisfying. There's something that is even more satisfying than a headshot, and even better when it's a headshot with the op. But yeah, nonetheless, it was a pretty beautiful shot. It looks like a fast B play coming in. Kappa is going to be all alone, and he's not going to go down because he realized there is no one to get the trade frag onto him. It's going to be finished alongside Baba inside drop zone, and the C4 making his way towards the B bombs. And now we have the rotation coming from Ritz, who is going to go in with his teammates as well. So this is going to be a B take coming in, just with just a few flashes. Ritz being blinded to eternity though, and they have control of the plat. It is going to be Saz who's going to fall back. He's going to take some damage. The smoke coming in, and well, Kappa is going to get spotted. He's going to spot the Opera as well. He's going to get taken out. Maybe not. Well, finally, Hellfighter getting the flag on to finish, and Saz somehow connects a shot onto Hellfighter. It is going to be Ryder and Deathmaker, but Ryder is going to go down, and Saz has been playing like a beast. The amount of 3Ks and 4Ks this guy has gotten in this match is something that just blows me away, because I think he has gotten all he has 4 3Ks in the first half itself.
Yeah, he's just killing it. 21 frags, top fragging on the server. The next being Kazi, 14. You know, credit where credit is due. Look at that scoreboard. 7 rounds in a row for ATE, and then just one measly, lonely looking round for them in the middle, and War just finding their footing in that first half and ending it 7-8, and now switching over to the T side, which is technically the favored side on CobbleStone. This is their game to lose at this point, unless ATE can pull out a miraculous and a phenomenal CT side on their end. This is going to be a very difficult game for them. And ATE is still deciding on the buy. I think some people may have timed out. Yeah, there we go. The round reset might come in. Yeah, it has come in already. This is interesting, because I mean, no one is timed. There we go. Just as I say it, no one's timed out. 2 people just go poof, and their guns lie listlessly on the floor. But back to that first half. That was literally a story of... That was a very dichotomous first half. Let me just rephrase that, because War were looking completely...
Hold on, let me just open up my thesaurus, please. Wait.
Yes. Go ahead. The thing is,
oh boy.
War was looking completely listless in the first half of the first half. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. Like, did the genie in a bottle just came out and said, now thou shalt play Counter-Strike. And boom. They just came back out of nothing. 7-0 to 8-7, like 8-7. That is a wonderful comeback from War. And they're in the driving seat. They have the momentum. They definitely have the confidence. Like, Saz has been hitting some nasty shots. And hopefully they can just continue that form on to the second round. And ATE, they need to find their momentum again. They need to find their groove. This pause can be really helpful for them or really bad, depending on how they choose to use it. They should just talk it through, calm down, take a couple of deep breaths, and just, you know, make their way back into the game. Because I say CobbleStone is a T-sided map, but off late, we've been seeing some phenomenal CT-side performances being put out by the top-tier teams. Now, I'm not comparing the Indian scene to the top-tier, you know, NA or EU scene, but there is a palpable and visible trickle-down effect that we see. And off late, CT sides have been doing a lot better on CobbleStone than what we've seen in the past. Like, we've seen crazy 12-3 comebacks, and they were par for the course on CobbleStone when the team switched to the T side. But off late, teams on the CT side have been holding their own and have been actually the ones going into the lead on the CT side and then mucking it up on the T side. So there has been a slight shift in the way the meta plays out on this map. I'm just curious to see whether ATE can actually mount that kind of a CT side defense. And if they do, more power to them, and they will have the highest tier of respect that I can give a particular team because right now War just pulled that off on the CT side. They were looking completely lost. They looked like they were out of the game. They'd given up, but something clicked somewhere and all the cogs and the wheels started turning in unison, and they just blew ATE out of the water towards the latter half of that first half.
Well, that's true, and I'm still surprised at the fact that AT still held on though, and more on that later. But looking at War, the way they've been playing, right, it surprised me. Again, I expected it to be a little one-sided, a little, but well, the second half of the first half, I don't even know if that makes sense, but towards the ending of the first half, right, the last 10 to 12 rounds, I think, it was pretty interesting because of the fact that the way War came back into the game, that was pretty impressive. And Kazi has, and Saz especially, Saz has been showing a lot of metal. Look at the amount of frags he has, 21 frags at the end of the first half. Are you kidding me? That's a lot of kills, and Kappa sitting on 12 points, 12 frags comfortably. And he has gotten these the last 12 to 14 frags. He got that in a span of 7 rounds. In a span of 7 rounds. That's 7 rounds. That just goes on to show the amount of potential that this guy has, and the mistakes that AT made, because he was sitting in the same position getting 2 or 3 frags consistently, and AT could not trade him out. So they had to figure out a counter to the AWPer, which they could not, and they lost out on a lot of important rounds. So it is going to be interesting to see if War can continue with this, and especially SAS can continue with this on the terrorist side, because I personally feel hopping on the terrorist side on CobbleStone is a little harder, because you have to try and go out and get those entries, and the angles are just so awkward, right? If someone's waiting it out behind the side, it's literally a headshot angle. You have to be very precise with the AWP, and it's not something that always happens, right? Because a lot of times your sensitivity is a little messed up on the zoom sensitivity ratio, and it's just hard, and not getting the technicalities. I personally feel it's a little bit hard.
I get what you're saying. I mean, sensitivity and all aside, because I'm assuming at this stage the players like their configs and CFGs are like second nature to them. Like,
I mean, excluding Excali though. Excali.
Yeah, well, Excali is special, right? He'll change his sensitivity just for the heck of it. Him and Mazel, they just love playing around with their sensitivities and their resolutions. But coming back to the topic, I'm pretty sure these guys will be very well versed with their own CFGs. But generally, AWPing on CobbleStone on the T side is a lot harder, because, as you said, not only are the CTs holding the angles, but as an AWPer, to be an aggressive AWPer, right? To be an AWPer that can entry or get those opening picks, it's infinitely harder than AWPing on the CT side, where you're essentially holding angles. Unless you're JW. And, well, JW just does JW things. You can't be JW. Everyone bad, JW best. That is the 11th commandment, ladies and gentlemen.
I still remember. I think it was Estralis. He was playing against on Dust 2. This was about a year and a half back. And JW throws in a Molotov towards A-Long, towards the double doors, right? And he just walks it through his own Molotov. And no one expected him to push his own Molotov, surviving on like 30 points of health through his own Molotov, by the way, inside a passage where Molotov just spread a lot more. And he goes out and gets a double kill, just peeking out, gets the first strike, peeks out again, gets a second one, and just falls back casually. And you can't explain that. You cannot break it down. As an analyst, it's just so hard to explain these things to the viewers, right? Because you just cannot explain it to a viewer. Like, what do you analyze? Well, JW just went in randomly, pushed like a complete idiot, but it worked out. It's not always going to work out, but that's the thing that separates players like JW and Simple from everyone else, because these guys, they don't just have the skill to back it up. They know when not to do it more than they know when to do it. It's more important to know when not to do it, because you try that in every single round. You try that a lot more than you should. You're probably going to get destroyed, and the economy is going to go down the drain as well, because an AWP is a very big investment, and you have to make sure that if you are going in for a risk, a calculated risk, at that, it has to pay off, because if you lose out on your gun, it's just $6,000 going down the drain.
Exactly. So anyway, guys, enough about the AWP on CobbleStone. We're back. All 10 players are back in the server. ATE Gaming and War are ready to start the second half with a bang, and Hellfighter. Wait, I think there's another pause coming in. I can hear the chat tick, but I've disabled chat on my screen.
Kappa lagged out.
Kappa lagged out. Unfortunate.
I mean, yeah, it was only Deathmaker and Hellfighter timing out on the CD side. Now it's Kappa who has timed out. So this is going to be a little interesting to see how it actually works out.
Well, internet issues aside, once, that is something that is out of our control. The internet gods are always frowning on some part of India on any given day. If it rains somewhere, internet's down. If it's too sunny, the wires will get melted and burnt. Some random happenstance will take place, and the first casualty of a freak weather accident or change is gonna be your internet. That's just the unwritten, untold gospel of life in the subcontinent. I know that because it rained for 10 minutes in Bangalore today, and half of HSR didn't have power or internet for a good hour and a half. Just like that. 10 minutes of rain and everything's like, okay then, no power, no internet. Cool.
Oh, but I think your electricity board just got wet and got in the mood of not working.
Yeah, it was like everyone's doing rain dance on their roof, including like the circuit.
It's surprising though. Just 10 minutes of rain and 90 minutes of no power is something that just grinds your gears, right? And I'm just lucky to have a backup generator along with a UPS. The only problem I have with my ISP is the fact that he would not put a UPS at the switch that he has put down in my apartment, because without a UPS, even if I have a backup generator, my internet is going to go down for 3 minutes, and I cannot explain it to those guys. They're like, sir, 3 minute ke liye to ja raha hai, usme kya ho gaya? I'm like, buddy, I'm casting a match over here.
Exactly.
And if it goes down even for 3 minutes, I'm going to miss out on 2 rounds.
I mean, see, again, because esports still isn't a thing, ISPs they don't understand routing or pings or anything. Bhaiya, Google to khul raha hai na, YouTube to chal raha hai na, aapko kya dikkat hai? Right? Boy. But anyway, I hope now all the connection issues are sorted and we can finally have the cracker of a second half that this game promises. Ritz is going to go up long. He's going to meet a lot of traffic. He needs to be careful. Does eat a nade, spots out 3 players, falls back. That's the smart play in my opinion. Kappa is the player with the kit. Ritz is going to reposition himself towards mid. The rotation has come in, but there's still Hellfighter left, the sole defender towards the B bomb site. And look at how smart this play was. They're just going to rotate all the way from mid, but they're giving a lot of sound cues, and I think they have Ritz posted up towards the mid entrance, so they are gonna hear this, and the rotation should be coming in from the CTs. Hellfighter is gonna get completely blinded and overrun. It's gonna come down to Kappa to hold down the fort towards the B bomb site while the rest of the team comes in, and Kappa lands a juicy headshot onto Saz, but Oops just returns the favor. It's a 3v3, all players more or less on full HP. Deathmaker playing the edge of the smoke, spots out Kazi, takes him down, and he's still managing to stay alive somehow. And look at that, Ritz has already made the flank, but Baba the Beast gets the kill, and now it's all down to Oops. Can he do it again? Can he play with the hearts and get the kill? Ritz, Ryder, get one kill.
Oh, what a shot, but well, he's gonna get destroyed by Deathmaker, and didn't really have to peek out that wide. I'm pretty sure he would have heard him where he was, but nonetheless, a valiant effort, but no working out in the favor of War, and the CT's having a head start to start with. But again, it's an anti-eco, and well, oh, look at that Baba, and Oops are going to go in for the AK-47s. They're going to pass it up. It is going to be the hero play coming in. Do you expect this to be a quick B-take again, Fred?
I don't know, maybe. I mean, this is War, so anything can happen.
Well, alright, this is going to be interesting to see how it actually pans out. We have 2 AK-47s to work with, and if they can manage to pull this round off, this is going to be godlike, believe me. And the CTs are going to get caught off guard, because even though they got the C4 down, they would probably expect a complete eco, but the AK-47's coming in, and Hellfire has been spotted. I think he realizes that they have the AKs to work with. Nonetheless, the nade is going to go in. Saz is going to get taken down to 54 points of health. That is just unfortunate. Could probably pass the AK to finish, but well, it is going to be Saz who's going to find the first one. The smoke is going to be coming in as well, and they are going to probably push it out through the smoke. Hellfire is just falling back, and Saz is going to get spotted, not being taken down. To survive on 29 points of health. It's going to be Oops. It's going to be behind him, and Saz again getting the second headshot onto 28 points of health, and Ryder getting the frag onto Baba the Beast. He's going to find the second one as well. Kazi is going to go down. The flashbang coming in, and the AKs are actually working out. It's going to be Kappa and Ritz in a 2v2, but Saz and Oops both are low on health points. It's going to be Kappa on 8 points of health, bleeding internally. Barely surviving. The C4 has not been planted yet. It's stuck towards the B platform. Kappa and Reds, putting in all of their experience in use right now. And Reds not being able to go up. Is finally gonna get boosted up top, and the flashbang coming from B long. It's gonna be Reds on the backstab though. And I would have rather gone my UMP to him because, you know, long range obviously. But he's going to be creeping up. Oops is going to be watching the backstab. Not quite sure if he's going to spot him or not. But Ritz playing it to perfection. Oops is not going to spot him. He's going to get spotted and will probably get taken on as well. Maybe not. But Ritz is going to find the opening. It is going to be Saz all alone in a 1v2. Can he pull this off? 25 seconds on the clock to work. The C4 has been dropped as well. Saz is going to get hurt, you know, jumping on top of triangle. And Kappa is not going to peek out. Now this is going to be so hard. 18 points of health. Well, the C4 is not to his platform. Ritz, I really like what he did. Because he just went back to his drop zone, and Saz is going to be expecting 2 guys coming in from there. And Ritz is going to be caught. He's going to get spotted. This is going to work out. 7 seconds on the clock to work with. He's probably going to try and fake it out. Maybe not. He's just going to go in for the C4 and he's going to get taken down. And this is the best example of experience coming into play. I could have not explained it better to you guys why Ritz and Kappa are still relevant and are still important to this team.
That was so smart from Ritz. That firstly, the decision to get reverse boosted up on towards drop, Ritz peeking long, getting the kill, and then falling back. That was just so smart. He bought his team so much time, and he knew that his teammate was very low, so the plays had to come from him. He did such a good job, and somehow ATE, they lost a lot of players that previous round, but they managed to hold on. They recover both the AK-47s, and well, they did a very good job. That was so good. Kazi just getting obliterated right there. His face is now basically a Jackson Pollock painting on the wall towards B-Long. And it's a 4v5 finish, already down to 31 points of health. That nade taking a chunk of his health. And Saz, alright. It's Deathmaker basically saying, alright Saz, you had your fun on the CT side. Now it's my turn to get those frags. And Deathmaker already on a 3k. They're going to go pushing. Deathmaker is not going to take no for an answer. Gets the fourth. Can he get the ace? And yes, he can. That's the eco ace of dreams for Deathmaker. He's going to have fun with that. That ace is going to reflect very nicely on his match IR. And there we go. ATE. Now they're having fun on the CT side. War. They need to start thinking of something like they did on their CT side and try and mix things up and try and throw a curveball towards, you know, bringing the match back into their favor, because this is going out of hand right about now. There's got to be some drastic measures taken from War.
That's true, and they've gone in for the buy again. It is interesting to see what actually works out, but wait, why is my ear ringing? I think I thought I just heard a flashbang, but it's just my ear ringing again. Alright, but nonetheless, getting back to the game, it's going to be Kappa just waiting over the UMP-45. Deathmaker falling back, being spotted, surviving with 46 points of health. Flashbang coming in from the CTs. It is going to take some time off, about 4 seconds off the clock. The smoke, and Hellfire is not going to spawn back. Alright, Saz and Kazi opening things up. The Molotov is going to flash back. Saz, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be Kappa throwing a smoke towards Creek, and he's going to creep up towards the staircase and finish. He's going to drop down. Ritz is going to get spotted. He will have to again try and get at least 2 frags. At least the first one onto drop zone to waste a bit of time. And the Molotov is on point. The flashbang as well. Look at Ritz just impressing all of us collectively, and this is something that is really, really nice. Well, what's this rider who threw in the resources? I'm not quite sure. But finish, he's just going to wait it out to his drop zone. 48 seconds on the clock to work in a 3v5 situation. Kappa is a little too aggressive, but has to make this work. If he gets taken down, this is going to be devastating for AT. But he's going to try and find the first one. He's going to get it. He's going to get traded out really, really quickly. Ryder, they're just waiting down. He's going to get backstabbed. Saz is going to find the frag onto him. It is going to be Ritz all alone in a 1v4. And I think he's just going to fall back and try and save this up so that he can drop a gun to Ryder in the next round. And that is going to be pretty interesting to see how it actually works out.
Well, War finally putting a round on the board on this in the second half, and we saw what they did once they just got a taste of victory. It's like almost ATE almost unraveled. So can War continue on that form that they found in the first half and just take this game away from ATE, or will ATE actually, you know, bounce back and, you know, just retain their momentum? They have the money, I'm assuming. Oh no, they don't. 3 players will have money. 2 players will struggle. Ritz will save this gun, so they will be going in for a buy next round ATE, and that's going to be a very, very important round for ATE, because if they lose that, they're going to be in for an eco, and War will have moved up to just 1 round. And ATE, they'd never want a team like War breathing down their shoulders, breathing down their neck, sorry. And it's the match is very delicately balanced right now. It's beautifully poised to go either way depending on the outcome of this very round. If ATE can win this, War will struggle and manage to put a bye together, but it's going to be a very poor bye. And then they can start turning the screws. But if War win this, ATE are broke, and then War move up to almost tying the scores, and then anything can happen from that point on.
Oh, what a shot! What a shot. That was so tasty coming from Deathmaker, and I really liked it. That was really quick as well, by the way. He's still waiting it out. He could probably spam it, and he's going to connect the second one as well. Even though he's absolutely blinded, and Finish is going to get taken out. Deathmaker stepping it up, and the first few games ATE played, it was so... I actually felt that I think there's just too much hype just around the name. And, it's not the wrong hype, but the lineup would have a tough time living up to it. But looking at this matchup, the young guns, Hellfire and Deathmaker stepping it up with the experience of Ritz and Kappa and the finesse coming in from these guys. We saw that one specific round, they were in a 2v2 situation. Ritz went towards B long. And right now, this team just looks so balanced, right?
Yeah, right now it is looking very good for ATE Gaming, but this setup though is extremely questionable because who's watching long? Ryder's gonna come in, he's gonna spot Oops, and Oops is gonna die. But Ritz is just chilling towards that half wall.
Alright.
Look, just... Alright. Ritz, good morning. Alright. Ritz finally waking up, getting into the round, getting a kill. Good for him. Literally let two people pass by, nobody marking his long. That was a very questionable setup, but Kazi is going to find the kill on a Deathmaker who was so good towards the beginning of that round. Two glorious op shots. Kazi spots out Hellfighter in towards drop, and wow, he's just shuffling that bomb and that AK-47. I think he's trying to deal cards towards B long right now, but he's going to fall back. No time left. Hellfighter doing just enough to keep, the bomb from being planted. And ATE win that ever so crucial round. And the thing is, like I said, War's economy is not that great. They can go for a buy. Kazi can drop that AK-47 towards either Saz or Oops and then go buy up an AK-47 of his own. But their buy is going to be fairly limited, or are they going for the eco? This is interesting. They're actually going for the smarter call, in my opinion, and are going for the eco.
Well, I'm still surprised that Tech9 is still relevant because Baba is going to be wheeling it, and I thought everyone stopped using the Tech9, but nonetheless the Molotov is going to go in, which is going to block off and divide Kazi and the rest of his teammates, but he has the crossing smoke, so he's not probably going to get taken out. Look at that! Look at that shot! Kazi is going to get destroyed by Deathmaker's op, and well, tried to be cheeky, got destroyed, and that's just something that's very unfortunate because that was a sole gun on the terrace side which has been dropped towards B long, and this just right now just looks like it's impossible for War, but we've seen some crazy anti-eco rounds going in the favor of the teams which were on the eco, and Hellfighter is in a good spot, but the lack of flashbangs is going to be devastating for the terrace. I guess the first one, very good thing is he's going to get it, and just just holding the mouse one button sitting right there. He's going to get a third one as well. What is even happening? Oops, it's going to be the lone wolf on the terrace side in a 1v5, and Deathmaker barely surviving on 3 points. So it's going to be Oops waiting it out, and it's just a matter of time. Oh, okay. One more second he would have gotten destroyed right there, and I think they know where exactly Oops is, and dabbing through the smoke trying to find the frag. Oops, it's just gonna be waiting it out. Ryder being a little too adventurous is going to find the frag, making $900 to work with, and is going to pick up the deal as well. That is going to be the 13th round coming off ATE Gaming, and one more chance for the Cherry side to bounce back in this game. Are they going to go in for the buy though? Because if they go in, they won't have a lot of resources to work with. This is going to be interesting to see how it actually works out, but they have decided to go in for a Macton, and resources. Oops is going to take one for the team and going for the resources. In the meantime, Kazi and Baba have not bought up yet, so they are going to go in for the buy. Still have, oh look at that, oh my OCD is so satisfied right now, the triangle of resources. that was so nice to watch, and Raid's trying to find that early opening is going to get taken down. Saz is going to find that opening, and well, that's just going to be unfortunate for AT Gaming.
Indeed, and War finally getting that man advantage early on. They can actually capitalize quite a bit from this. They've slowed down the tempo. I like that they're just allowing ATE to fester in that man disadvantage a little bit longer, not allowing them to get an easy refrag and an easy trade to even things up. Ryder with that swag 7 up close can be very dangerous, and just as I say that, he sings sweet lullabies into Saz's ears. And Deathmaker again, the perennial thorn with the AWP, tries a quick flick, but Ryder there to bail him out of that trouble, and They've got bomb control, and now Kazi and Oops, they just have such a monumental task ahead of themselves. This is not gonna end well for them. Kazi in the meantime, he's gonna walk up long, finds one kill, gets taken down, but traded. And Ryder coming out, clutch that on 4K for him, bails out Deathmaker and gets the opening pick as well. The equalizing pick, picks up the AK-47, whips around, gets the player on the A-bomb site, and just continues to wreck shit up from that point onwards. ATE move on to 14 rounds, and War's economy is in the dumpster. They have no money. They're gonna get, I think they're gonna be on max loss. No, they're gonna be on 4th round loss bonus, but they are, it looks like, playing for the overtime because they've bought nothing into this round but upgraded pistols. And Ritz is gonna oblige Oops with a nice juicy wall bang with the AK-47. This is not looking good for War. At one point it looked like they've got everything under control, but no pop flash, and Ritz is gonna make easy work of the test. Coming in, that nade's gonna go sailing in though, and Kazi down to 40 health in the blink of an eye. This is just going south so very fast.
Yeah, and I think one of the viewers had a misconception that both of us are from Bangalore. Well, which is not true, because they were just again bashing us for not using Hindi as a language for casting. But nonetheless, talking about the game now, overtime is going to be really tough. I mean, it's still possible, right? It's still Counter-Strike at the end of the day, and anything can happen. But winning about 6-7 rounds in a row, it's gonna be a tough ask. I mean, they've done it in the first half, but consistently on the terrace side, this is gonna be extremely difficult because the CTs do have the economy, and the setups for them have been working out, and the terrace side have just not been able to figure out a counter to it. And Baba being absolutely blinded, the flashbang is going to go in again. He's gonna avoid it, and he's gonna find the frag onto Kappa. Well, in a 1v3, can still actually pull this off. He has a C4 and 30 seconds on the clock to work with, so enough amount of time. But Deathmaker is going to be scoped in, and will find the shot onto Baba, and that is going to be the map and match point coming in for ATE Gaming.
Yep, match and map point. Not only that, 7 match and map points, and it looks like War have no T-side whatsoever on CobbleStone. And ATE Gaming, they proved me wrong. They have a fantastic CD side, and War, well, War's T-side is, I mean, as prevalent as the Sasquatch or Bigfoot. That is to say, it's non-existent. And just been sad to watch, to be honest. But credit where credit is due. Deathmaker, Ryder, Hellfighter, Kappa and Ritz have put together such a phenomenal CT side that it has been a sight to behold. And there's Deathmaker again, getting that cheeky shot through the smoke. Can he do more? Of course he can. Gets the second, gets the third, and now it's all down to Saz in a 1v5. He does have the AWP. He did marvelous things on the CD side, but this may be a little too much for him. Hellfighter shoots him in the face with the M4, and that's good night, Irene. ATE end it 16-8, and War are just left scratching their heads as to what the hell happened. Mamba, any closing words to that absolute demolition we saw on the CT, on their CT side, because the scoreboard literally looks like it's been flipped on its head?
Well, it was an interesting matchup for the viewers, and it was a good match to watch as well for the spectators. So not much to say. I think War tried really well, and they made some mistakes in the first half. They rectified it, worked on it, but in the second half they could not show up, and it did not really work out. So, but nonetheless, you know what, guys, it is going to be it from the casting end of things, Fet and I. But in the meantime, we are going to throw it back to the studio where our analysts will analyze the game and break it down for you guys. And well, over to you guys.
Thank you so much, Mama and Fed, for the amazing game. And AT Gaming are your winners of today's game. It seems to be a favorite for them, the CobbleStone map.
Yeah, they've been doing really well on CobbleStone so far. So good luck to them. And they've actually, it was a good fight by Wargaming, by the way. And going into this match, they looked fairly good. Halfway through, they were still 8-7. The score was pretty close. However, not able to close after the second half. They barely got 1 point on the board after that. And
Yeah.
ATE showing great examples of why you need really good old school players that they have. You know, they've been playing for a long time. They have a lot of experience, and then these guys explained it best. The casters, they were talking about how Ritz made the plays to make up for the disadvantages that they were facing during the game. So great textbook counter-strike coming out of these players, and I was really impressed and how ATE is evolving. Right now, they're not on the top of the board. They need to be in the top 4 to make it to the LAN event. So keep that in mind, boys. You need to be top 4 to make it to any LAN event that you want to make it to.
I mean, I was talking to Adi recently about ATE, being on 8th on the board, and he was like, till now this team has played all the best teams, whether you talk about Entity, Brutality, all of them. So that kind of makes it easier for them now that they have finished with the heavy duty teams in the country. Now is where they can start really doing their basics, understanding their team gameplay more, and also playing against teams where they have a better chance of taking the game, because it's a more evenly matched up position for them. So I'm hoping to see, like you said, I hope they make it to the LAN finale. It'll be very exciting to see them. But talking about ATE Gaming, we have their second squad, which is the Dota 2 squad, coming up next. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.